Quentin Letts, you've been writing for the Mail, one way or another, for the last 2000, since 12 years.
I thought you were going to say 2,000 years, but it
2,000
feels like that
years,
sometimes. Really. When I heard this story today about the behaviour of the Mail on Sunday reporter, I was put in mind of the Emperor Hirohito of Japan in 1945, who said that events in the war had turned not necessarily to the advantage of Japan, and I will not defend the indefensible. And that behaviour was clearly indefensible. And I'm glad that the Mail on Sunday has apologised for that. And Lord Rothermere, owner of the Associated Newspapers, has written to Ed Mill to apologise quite rightly. But I will try, possibly to my own disadvantage, try to defend what I think is very much the defendable.
Let's just explain that the thing that was apologised for was the sneaking a couple of reporters into a private memorial service at Guy's Hospital. And that the Mail on Sunday's editor has apologised for. And
a headline in the Mail.
Yeah, but the Mail on Sunday, a different paper from the Mail. I will try to defend the defendable, because I think it is the coverage of, or the essay that was written about Ed Miliband's dad. Because you need to know, first of all, I think, that Ed Miliband, in every speech I've heard him make, refers to his father, who was a very prominent intellectual, philosopher, a Marxist. And this was, he was perhaps what they call about the useful idiots sometimes. The people who were promoting Marxism at a time of the Cold War, when Britain was up against Russia, and Marxism was the code, the creed of the Soviet Union. Now, it's difficult to analyse somebody's political beliefs without coring into their personality as well. And this article was doing that. So I would say that because Ed Miliband uses his dad in his speeches as a political tool, if you like, I think that makes him, particularly after the sort of speech he gave in his party conference, which was wildly left-wing and Marxist-based, I would argue. I think... Well, Hank sure was.
I think his dad was
he was proposing, among other things, the theft of private land,
which is supported by the International Monetary Fund. Those well-known Marxists.
Mehdi, let me just try and get my...
Quentin, just pick up on the phrase that really got...
the phrase that got everyone going was that he was...
the man who hated Britain.
Yes, now, this was... the headline on the piece, tabloid newspaper headlines are not always understated. And it was saying the man who hated Britain. Did he hate Britain? Well, the 17-year-old wrote in a diary something about how he thought he wouldn't mind if Britain lost the Second World War. 17-year-old boy writes that. I think we can all accept that a 17-year-old boy might change his mind later on. But he was much older, Raplh Miliband, this is the father of Ed, when it came to the Falklands War. And he was furious that we won the Falklands War. He wanted us to lose the Falklands War. Now, is that the behaviour of a man who loves his country? I'm not sure it is.
Right.
And I just feel that it's a point of view, isn't it? It's an essay, it's a political argument. This was from the authorised biography of Raplh Miliband. It's not as though any bins are being routed through, like the Sunday Mirror once did to David Cameron.
Kirsty,
and so, therefore, I think it was a strong piece. It was a controversial piece. The Daily Mail is a controversial and strong newspaper, but was it really completely out of order? I'm not sure it was.
Quentin,
well,
all right,
okay, you're done.
Kirsty.